各位观众朋友，大家好，我是陈一芬，欢迎收看本期聚焦热点市选特别报道。在这次市选当中，竞争最激烈的当然就是温哥华市长候选人了。这么多的市长候选人当中，究竟要怎么样来做选择呢？我想，可能观众朋友也知道，温哥华呢有两个大的政团，一个叫做 NPA， 另外一个叫做 Vision Vancouver。那这一次呢 ，NPA 推出的候选人是一个很重要的，因为跟我们有息息相关的华裔候选人，他的名字叫 Ken Sim。今天很高兴就请到 Ken Sim 来跟大家见面，听听他的政见。Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Must be very busy.
Yes, it is quite busy actually. It's about 16 hours a day, 6.5 days a week.
Yeah, running for the top job is very difficult. So if you elected, what's your priority?
Well, I think we have three priorities. The first thing is to actually have a financial review of the city finances to make sure, we're not spending wastefully. The next thing, and right away, by the way, we are going to be looking at housing. And we have a strategy around housing. So one, we're going to allow for 2 secondary suites across the city. So there are over 40,000 homes in the city of Vancouver. And if we allow for 2 secondary suites, we basically create immediate housing for people in Vancouver. So it's highly effective. We'll also work on speeding up the permitting process to make getting permits a lot easier. Every politician's going to say that. I know how to do it. I'm a chartered accountant, but I'm also, I've run a very, very large organization with 200 locations across North America and thousands of employees. I understand how to do this stuff, and so we know we can speed up the process. And the third thing is we're going to be building rental housing on city-owned land. So that's our housing strategy. And the third thing we're going to be working on right away as well is supporting our businesses. When it comes to permitting as well, stopping, cleaning up all the regulatory red tape so people can get permits really fast, but also looking at how commercial property taxes are assessed on all of our businesses. Our businesses are suffering, and a lot of them are closing down because they can't afford to pay the property taxes that have gone out of control.
Talking about the housing issue, a lot of people will complain regarding the controversial tax, sort of like the school tax, vacancy tax. So what's your opinion about it?
Well, when it comes to the vacancy tax, unlike the main person I'm running against, Kennedy Stewart, who actually wants to triple the empty homes tax, we see the empty homes tax as ineffective. It's not providing any more affordable housing. And so what we'd rather do is take the resources that the city's currently using on the empty homes tax and put it somewhere else. And so, we can actually work on providing real solutions to affordable housing instead of charging people a tax.
How about the bike lane issues?
Bike
Some
lanes.
candidates also say, we just abandoned all the bike lanes.
Yeah, that's not realistic. That's the reality. Whoever becomes mayor on November 5th, they are going to inherit a series of bike lanes. And so if you want to rip them out, they'll cost a lot of money to rip it out. I'm not saying we're not. What I'm saying is we're actually going to have an independent review on traffic congestion in our city. Because it's not just bike lanes that are an issue that makes traffic worse. It's left-hand turns, people running yellow lights but then being stopped in the intersection, people not stopping for the stop walk sign, our roads being shut for construction, but then no one's working on the roads for 3 to 6 months. Lights, traffic lights. So if you go down Cambie Street, everywhere, on every street between King Edward to the bridge, there is a pedestrian controlled light or a regular light, and that all stops traffic. And so we're actually going to have an independent review on traffic. Now that being said, there are 2 bike lanes I do have a problem with. One is the one in front of the hospital, but that's a public safety issue. And the other one is on the Cambie Street Bridge, because we already have a very wide sidewalk on the east side of the bridge that we can use as a cyclist and pedestrian sort of roadway.
People question you don't have the political experience. So did it bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. At the end of the day, it's usually the politicians who say that, and because they're scared. They want to see another politician, run City Hall, but that hasn't worked. And so for myself, I have experience running a large, complex organization with over 200 locations, with over 5,000 employees. The city of Vancouver is a large, complex organization with a lot of moving parts and thousands of employees. I'm the only person running for mayor who has that experience. And I think it would serve us well when we're actually looking at running City Hall a lot better.
Right now, you and Hector Brenner and Wei Yang sort of in a battle of the right-wing vote.
Yeah.
So how are you going to win this battle and bring a united MPA to power?
Yeah, well, I don't know if we can necessarily bring Hector and Wei on board. We've had conversations, they're nice people, but they've made it clear that they want to run. I think what people have to realize is this is a two-person race. It is basically between myself and Kennedy Stewart. No one else has a chance of winning. And so when you look at myself, I'm a chartered accountant. I've run businesses before. I know how to get things done, and I like to support our businesses, and I don't believe in raising taxes. Kennedy Stewart, he's the NDP. He likes to tax and spend. He's making promises on housing, building 85,000 units over the next 10 years, which works out to 8,500 units a year. And to put that in perspective, that's like building 7.5 Olympic villages every year. The numbers just don't add up, and that's not my opinion, that's just fact. Kennedy Stewart, what he wants to do, he actually wants to make Vancouver a world leader in cannabis production, marijuana production. That's what he's running on. What I want to do is I want to support our businesses. I want to bring real solutions to housing, and I want to take care of our seniors. And so there's a big difference. And so a vote for anyone but myself is effectively a vote for Kennedy Stewart.
Okay.
And that's just the reality.
But talking about the marijuana, so do you have a new idea or the realistic idea how to prevent the teenagers from marijuana?
Yeah, and so on October 17th, it's going to be the law. Marijuana will be legal in Canada. And so to make the best out of the situation, what we're going to do is we are going to allow it to be sold in Vancouver legally. And so what that means, we'll actually be able to control the situation, and we can make sure that it's not sold near schools or places where we have kids. I have 4 kids. My eldest boy is 17. I don't want him smoking because it affects your brain and brain development. And so, for me, this is personal as well. But the best way we can do it, though, is by controlling it, because the other alternative is we say no to it altogether. But marijuana has been sold in this city for the last 100 years, and so it will be continued to sold. It's whether or not it happens legally or illegally. We choose to follow the laws, but we will control it and make sure that we ensure that it's not sold near schools or near.
Important.
Very, very important.
Yeah. Okay, is there any add more to our audience?
Yeah, I think it's very important to vote on October 20th. You really do have a say, and the choice is very clear. The choice is between myself and Kennedy Stewart. With Kennedy Stewart, you're getting the NDP and tax and spend and pro-marijuana. With myself, you're going to get fiscal responsibility, support our businesses, and real solutions to housing. And a vote for anyone but myself is basically a vote for Kennedy Stewart.
Okay, thanks again to come to our show.
Thank you for having me.
提醒大家一定要记得10月20号去投下您神圣的一票，谢谢大家。